The Mongols, an exception in history, ruled over an area larger than any other imperium. All the way from China to Russia, their empire stretched, killed, and conquered all. The Mongols' conquest death toll is second only to World War II.
The Mongols traded animals' fur and hides for grain, tea, silk, cloth, and manufactured goods. The imperial language was Mongolian, and only Mongols were allowed to speak it. They didn't have an education system, but children learned from their parents how to hunt, fight, and ride horses. The two most common traditions were Sagansar, which was the first month of spring and was a celebration of the New Year, and Naadam, which was a summer festival and it celebrated major events. Their social structure was based on family ties. They lived in nomadic clans that occasionally united under a khan to form a tribe.
Mongols didn't have a form of entertainment because artisans weren't common and they spent their time hunting and conquering land. They were pastoral nomadic hunter-gatherers who valued bravery and courage above all. Their main form of transportation was horses for traveling and military use.
Their main religions were Buddhism, Islam, Shamanism, and Christianity. The Mongolian Empire originated with shamanism, but incorporated the religions of the people they conquered along the way, primarily Buddhism. They worshipped their land. However, religion never achieved a great position in the empire. Many great khans, like the daughter-in-law and mother of Genghis Khan, were raised with a Christian education. The government system consisted of the khans and the people. The khans consulted a council. In 1264, Kublai Khan and his successors created a series of laws called the Complete Collection of Laws of the Great Khan Empire. It said that if men were not wise, laws were necessary. If the laws were broken, it must result in the severest punishment, death.
Were you always Genghis Khan, the ruler of all?
No, at one point I was Temujin. I was born Temujin, which means blacksmith.
Okay, how did you rise to power?
I united all the local Mongol tribes into a single entity.
Okay, how did you expand your empire?
Mostly through military conquest.
How did you run your empire?
It's a meritocracy. Anytime I came across an aristocracy or nobles, I usually killed them.
Okay, what were your military techniques and strategies?
They would depend on the situation. For example, sometimes I would send forward a small unit to engage the enemy, make my force appear smaller, and then have that force retreat back into my main line. By doing so, I could attract a larger army into an area where they're going to be disadvantaged, where they'll be destroyed.
Okay, what happened when someone refused to surrender?
They died.
Okay, and how was that effective?
Because the second I came across a town and they refused to surrender, I killed them all. The next time I came across, I'd probably surrender or suffer the same.
Okay, how successful were you?
In my opinion, very.
Okay, who was your successor?
Bantu and Oglesa. Bantu led the Golden Khanate, which conquered Russia.
What was his relationship to you?
My grandson.
Okay.
I'm Frank, and today I'm here with Miss Borte Ujin, more famously known as the first wife of Genghis Khan, the Great Khan. So, Miss Borte Ujin, what did your people do to survive?
Mostly, we were hunter-gatherers, although we also herded animals and traded with other people for grain.
What was the role of women in your tribe?
We looked after the kurt and the children, and we also cooked and cleaned the carcasses of the animals that we killed.
What did you do while your husband Genghis Khan was away conquering?
I ruled over the entire empire. Also, I took care of domestic things and trade.
What religion did you practice?
We practice shamanism, which is when we worship the land, and that's why we're so religiously tolerant, because our land is better than everybody else's land, so we don't want to worship their land.
And what was the geography of your land?
It was mostly grassy hills where we could find animals to hunt.
Well, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you, Miss Borte Ujin, for your interview with us, and we'll see you next time.